Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Definition, aka that spoiler guy from YouTube, and this video we're breaking down Marvel's Avengers. Crystal Dynamics hosted a big live stream yesterday that went over the entire project, and throughout this video we're going to be discussing everything you need to know about it. This video is going to contain what the gameplay is like, the story, the potential Spider-Man connection, and a lot more. I've compiled everything from entertainment website Inverse to the War Table yesterday to compilations, trailers, leaks, and more to give you all the info on the title that I can. Now because of this, there may be some spoilers here, so if you don't want anything ruined, then I highly recommend that you turn off now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for videos like this every day, and please Hulk smash that like button if you enjoy the breakdown. With that out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into Marvel's Avengers. Okay, so firstly, the game was originally set to release on May the 15th, however, due to the pandemic causing delays, it's been pushed back to September 4th, 2020. I actually pre-ordered it, along with some of the funkos from the game, and they arrived a couple of weeks ago, which sucked because I was like, oh yeah, I could have been playing this by now. Now, though this date is set to be in stone by the studio, I actually can't remember a game title in recent memory that I've been looking forward to which hasn't been delayed several times. So with everything going on, I'm not going to hold my breath, but September 4th is apparently going to be the release date. That being said, the title was announced back in January 2017, and though that feels like a lifetime ago, it does show that they've had a lot of time to work on it. The release is a result of a pairing between Marvel and Square Enix, and according to Inverse, it will be the first of many games that result from their partnership. So we may be getting an MCU-esque game lineup that could result in us seeing titles for the Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, and many more. It's an exciting time to be a Marvel fan, but one question remains in regards to the universe. That is, will Sony's Spider-Man on PlayStation 4 be connected to the game? Well, the short answer is we don't know, but I can actually see a similar sort of situation to what we have in the movies right now. Sony passing their boy back and forth between the studios has allowed him to appear in multiple MCU movies, whilst they also develop their own properties, and in the recent deal that was struck up between the pair, it makes sense that things like this would be included across multiple forms of media. Though different studios are behind the development of the games, there is room to collab with one another, and I think Insomniac would probably love to have the Crystal Dynamics heroes in their games and vice versa. During Spider-Man, when you visit the Avengers Tower, Peter even remarks that the group are on the West Coast, and the fact that the Avengers game takes place there initially shows indeed that they could have a shared universe. I'm just hoping that this is the case, but it makes sense to have the characters cross over if they're planning on building a game universe that rivals the MCU. The upcoming Miles Morales Spider-Man game should hopefully shed more light on this, and it's due to release at the end of the year on PlayStation 5, so keep your eyes peeled. Now as for the story, it's going to be very player focused, and it will take place in the near future, starting off at an Avengers themed celebration in San Francisco. This is known as A-Day, and though it begins all sunshine and rainbows, an attack on the Golden Gate Bridge forces the heroes to avenge the bridge. Is that the catchphrase? Never mind. Now the group go and head down to it, which is where the gameplay of them on the bridge predominantly takes place. This was shown quite recently, and the 19-minute extravaganza really gives you a good idea of how the game is going to play, and how jumping back and forth between characters will play out. Now whilst all of this is happening on the bridge, Captain America journeys to a helicarrier, which is where he fights off the bad guys who are trying to gain an experimental energy source. The helicarrier explodes, and Cap is seemingly killed during the blast. This even leads to a statue of him being erected, and a couple of weeks ago you might have noticed it kicking off on Twitter because Crystal Dynamics tweeted out a picture of this, whilst in real life statues were being torn down in America. Yikes. I don't think they meant anything behind it, it was just bad timing, but naturally, you know, this is 2020 and the internet didn't take it too kindly. Anyway, during this attack, Terrigen Mist is also sprayed over the crowd at A-Day, and if you're not fully up to speed with the comics, then this is basically the thing that turns humans into Inhumans. Some die when breathing in the gas, some gain special powers, and others become failed YouTubers that report on Avengers games. Anyway, due to it all being one big disaster, the Avengers go into hiding. It turns out that the attack was set up to look like they were the ones that carried it out, and thus they've been outlawed. I mean, they saved the world hundreds of times, maybe just give them the benefit of the doubt once? No? Okay then. Now this is mainly because Bruce Banner testifies against them, saying that they're a danger. Everyone is also basically scared of Inhumans because they've wrecked society, and thus heroes in general are hated. It's sort of like the X-Men plot aesthetic, and it's clear that they're taking certain elements from that. Now, Dr. George Tarleton ends up using the fear of the Inhumans to weaponize his cruel desires, and slowly he becomes MODOK. Crystal Dynamics have created an Avengers level threat in the villain, and I can't lie, I really can't wait to see what happens with him. He's a very unique character, and yeah, if you're a fan of the comics, you know that MODOK is a brilliant, brilliant villain. Years later, Ms. Marvel unearths a plan by AIM and MODOK in which they want to take over the world and wipe out all the metahumans. To the public, they've said that they possess a cure for the Inhumans that were created on A-Day, but of course, it's actually something far worse. Now, throughout the game, you'll be playing as Ms. Marvel and the rest of the Avengers as you bring their plans to light and win back the favour of the public. Now, you will mostly be in the shoes of Ms. Marvel early on, which, when this was announced, did annoy a lot of people, but Crystal Dynamics have assured us that they will be switching things up the further you get into the game. The presentation actually showed a mission called Once an Avenger, in which the player steps into the shoes of Thor. He also wears a name badge that says D. Blake, and fans of Marvel will recognise that this is Donald Blake, the host identity that Odin created for the God of Thunder to inhabit on Earth. It looked like an awesome showdown, and the gameplay really makes you feel like an Avenger. Shoutouts IGN. It was revealed by the end that this was actually the helicarrier scene that you might have seen in the first trailer for the game, and it looks like a great hero mission. As for the rest of the story, the Avengers sort of go back and forth with one another, and it looks like we're going to be getting a sort of Civil War aesthetic. From the minor story trailer we saw, Hulk vs Iron Man is going down, and I swear if we get a Hulkbuster scene, I'm gonna lose it. We do see the Hulkbuster at one point in the trailer, so yeah, please make them fight. Make them fight. Make them fight. Now that's pretty much all of the plot points we know so far, but there will be more storylines available as the studio are planning to release free DLC and additional characters to accompany the group. Hawkeye is rumoured to be one of them, so yeah, plenty to look forward to. In addition to this, confirmed characters are Hank Pym, aka Ant-Man, The Abomination, Taskmaster, Captain Marvel, Dum Dum Dugan, Maria Hill, and Nick Fury. You also have a helicarrier that is your base, known as the Chimera, and you'll upgrade it as you play through the game. I imagine that there'll be a lot more added to it as the game comes around, but the lineup is looking very solid right now. Now as for the gameplay, there's a lot to talk about, and the presentation was packed with a lot of info on how it will be. Each character controls differently, and the amount of customization options available is insane. You can really make the characters your own, and there are several upgrade trees, special abilities to unlock, and lots of directions to take your team in. Combat and movement wise, I would say it looks like it plays a lot like God of War, which is fitting as that sort of felt like a Thor game with the whole throwing your axe thing. However, it's far more diverse than that. You can completely pile through people with the Hulk, or shoot from afar and dodge things with Iron Man and Black Widow. There really is a lot to do in it, and it's heavily gear and loot focused. It kind of reminds me of Injustice with how you upgrade the characters, but there is a lot to do. You can also play in either co-op or single player modes, the former of which will grant you access to Warzone missions that allow heroes to team up and do assists. So, just like the movies, you can use Thor to electrify Iron Man's armor, and it's going to be interesting to see what different combinations you can pull off. Now, before we get into the rest of the video, I just want to let you know we're giving away a free copy of the MCU Infinity Saga box set to one random subscriber. All you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts on the news in the comment section below. The winner is going to be chosen at random on the 15th of July, and the set will be shipped out from then to whoever gets the prize, so best of luck to everyone who takes part. Now as for how the game looks, I actually think it looks really solid. Now I was in the live stream and I did see a lot of people saying it looks like a mobile game, and no, I don't think it's Last of Us 2 levels graphics wise. I still think it looks pretty good. Now I'm guessing graphics won't improve that much as they don't have much time to do it in order to get ready for September, and though it doesn't look crazy, it still looks crazy to me. There's a lot of effects going on, so I'm guessing they had to tone things down in order to stop the fan on your console going crazy, because playing The Last of Us 2, yeah, my PS4, I could just tell it wasn't having a good time. It's pretty much gone throughout the entire game. Now, the studio are also doing something cool too, as if you buy the game on PS4, you'll automatically get it free on PS5, so I definitely think it's worth getting early on, and then you can go back and play it when the PS5 comes out. Anyway, that's all the things we know so far, and honestly, I'm very hyped for September. Obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the game, and if you're excited for it too. Comment below and let me know, and if you enjoyed this video then please drop a thumbs up, and also huge thank you to everyone who voted in yesterday's poll to get this video selected for today's topic. If you want to support the channel from as little as 99 cents a month, then please click the join button below. We massively appreciate it, and as a thank you get access to content early. If you want to come chat to us after the show, either follow us at Heavy Spoilers or click the Discord link in the description below. Those are the best ways to keep up to date with us, and thanks very much for watching till the end of the video. I've been Definition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.